and then we're going to be getting your questions. So let me just preface this. Start thinking of some good ones, right? Who are we dating? Who's our love interest? You know what I'm saying, okay? So yeah, we'll let these stragglers come in. Are you guys using the bathroom? Did you make good choices in there, ma'am? Did you wash your hands? I know you went together. You always travel in packs. All right. So yeah, think of some good questions. We're gonna have you guys line up over here. If you have a question, all of your questions will be answered.
Hello. We're lining up here.
I just like to fool you. I'm here to fool you. We're gonna be lining up over here. Brittany will get your questions, and we're gonna be answering questions from Twitter, from the forum. It's gonna be all kinds of goodness. So, is the cast ready?
We are ready to go.
All right, so introducing first from the cast, Riley Claire Doden. Pegs Alyssa Elliott. All right. She plays Tanya Shirley Jordan. Kelly Tammy Klein. Everyone's favorite comedian, Datu J. Olegario. Victor Otto Sturk. Probably my favorite name at the end of the episode, the way the announcer says it, Saul Nate G's. The tallest woman in showbiz, Lizzie Blair Byhauer. Woo! Is Bricks in the audience? Brick Stuart Patterson. Stuart Kennan was here, and then he had to leave. I know, but
we can put one of those signed bricks on his chair.
Yeah, we could throw a brick up there. All right, Scratch, Jenna McCombie. There she is. We've got Bert here, Scott Marvin. Kalani Kevin Flood. Pippin Richard Tatum. Corporal Puck Brett Newton. Private Corps Christian Vieira. And CJ Constance Parn. All right, people, get ready, because none of these people would ever exist without the next two guys.
Or their parents.
Or their parents. Their parents definitely were a part of their existence. Co-producer, Grayson Stone. And of course, writer, director, producer, editor, Casey Whalen. Good night, everybody. Okay, so go ahead, and if you do have a question for our beautiful cast here, please line up right along this aisle at this time. This time that we're not going to have like the whole like middle of the aisle contestants. Everyone who has any kind of question for our cast at all, writers, anything, everyone, please, it's a ruckus. Settle down. People are being trampled. Slow down. Sir, stop walking so fast. All three of you. It's madness. Here we go. There you go. Anyone with a question. We're also going to be pulling from Twitter. No, yeah, come on down in line, buddy. You're good. You don't have to raise your hand. You're coming down. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. perfect. So, we have Twitter questions ready, just in case. Forum questions back there. Good to go. Yeah? Okay, bingo. All right, so our first question.
I first want to know,
Oh.
what the hell is it like for you two to be sitting right next to each other? Got Scratch and Bert. Okay.
He's speechless.
Is that a question?
He's speechless.
Do you really want me to answer that question? It's a little warm in here. Girl's hot. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
My question was for the producers. What was the inspiration for creating this podcast? This amazing podcast?
Nice save.
Thank you. There's a lot that went into where this first stemmed from. A lot of it was just the main idea of the tower, which is pretty much the staple of all the search and things like that. The reason why it's kind of like our thing is because that's where it kind of branched from, was just seeing back in the days when I used to be a soldier with that guy over there. When we were on deployment, there was a hotel that they had, and they secured the bottom level, and then the rest of it was safe, or so they said. And so it kind of came from that idea where it was just like, oh, it would be great if like a zombie apocalypse plan. So that was my plan. And then it kind of like came about where all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, well, we've all encountered these types of soldiers. Like the three generic types of soldiers that we like experience more and more. Like we have the Michael types, the Angel types, and the Saul types. And kind of like after that, just the dynamics of the characters just kind of spread, and the story unfolded, and all the dynamics of what the zombies were, or if you want to call them that, and just kind of went from there.
Are you satisfied? Was that good? Yeah? Perfect. All right, as long as you're good.
My question was more for Jenna McCombie, but since there's more of you here, maybe you can all answer. During the last event, you said there was a question that said, what was your favorite moment your character has, but you couldn't tell us at that time. So now that it's gone further, can you reveal what it is?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Boss's
actually
approval.
the line that I couldn't get until Casey told me. It was someone actually got it on the forum when it was me realizing that she was pregnant, and I was like, oh, you're sick. It was that little detail, and it was really, really cool. It was my favorite part at that time because we've only seen her be so aggressive and so vengeful, and it was her time to kind of, oh yeah, I'm a lady too. I am a woman. I get it. It was fun.
I had a moment like that myself. Yeah.
Now, I have spoken with Jenna and done several interviews with her, and she's an absolute sweetheart, probably one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my entire life. So it's so funny to hear, hacking off fingers and whatnot, and then, turn around and have such a beautiful, gorgeous smile. So can you explain how you get in the character of Scratch?
Sure. On the way down, I have a pretty decent drive. It's like a 45 minute drive down. So I'll listen to a lot of hate music, a lot of music I don't understand words to, but the beat's great. And towards the end, I'll listen more towards classical music once I reach that elevation in the emotion, and I just kind of ride with it, going in. It was one of my favorite ones is okay, this is a nerd thing, but I love it. Final Fantasy.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. I love the orchestra pieces. And Fisherman's Horizon has been my go-to piece right before I go into perform. That's my favorite one.
Thank you.
My question is for Scratch. Are you married? And if not, would you like to go get some coffee after?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna put that out there. CJ, you too. Yeah.
You're gonna have to go through me, but she's mine. All mine.
No,
Fucking
seriously.
bitch.
Seriously, Casey, as far as the show is concerned, do do you already have a direction as far as it, being finished in your mind, or are we gonna have something like a Lost type of feel? Where
No, we're actually sad to say we're getting close to our end. Okay. The third season is once this is over, we only have one more, and then the last season, and that is it. That would be the end of We're Alive. It's already been planned out. It's been from the beginning. There was a little bit of shaky period where like it's going to be 3 or 4 seasons because it's all about the events that have to take place between the start and the end. And it just so happened to turn out that there was like a spot where it's like, okay, we could rush it for 3 seasons or we could make it really good 4, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it.
Your joy's about to end, basically.
It is not a dream.
Scratch, I'm gonna holler at you afterwards.
It's not purgatory either.
So flattered.
As you know, I'm an Uber fan, but I do have a question regarding the characters. Casey, as the show progresses and you get to know the characters and the personalities of them playing, do you write the characters towards the personalities of the performers?
Oh yeah. Oh no,
Okay.
and it's like everybody here, as much as they are actors, they're also inspirations for a lot of the pieces of the characters. There's not a moment that isn't done throughout the production where it's like I'm not hearing each and every one of these characters in my head as I'm writing. It's like it's just completely adapt. It's also kind of scary sometimes because when we cast them, and we have them in the first episode. Sometimes their voice isn't in my head. Like CJ came in and she had a huge role. This is Chinwei, CJ, if anybody's Constance, if anybody's wondering. And when she had a huge role when she first came in, and she kind of had to like go with what was there on paper. And I think now it's kind of adapted a little bit more into her style and some of the things that she brings to the recordings. So now everybody is definitely, I could not write Saul without, hearing the 8 G's in my head. It just doesn't happen.
Thank you.
I am curious to know if you can pass the mic around what the most challenging part of We're Alive has been for the actors.
Start with the new actors first. The new cast members.
Yeah, so I've only been on the season since December, I think. But it's all really fun, and Casey is really, really good at what he does, so he makes it really fun. It's been fun interacting, and probably the hardest part was doing all our wild lines upstairs and just having to scream and pant and help when zombie doesn't grab us, and they're recording all this in case they might use it later, and it's exhausting and your throat hurts at the end of it. So, but I think it's all been really a pretty fun ride though.
That's a good question. Most challenging thing. I think usually as an actress, you know where the story's going. You have the full script. You've read what the entire episode would be. Well, we know the whole episode, but in that I've never really been in a situation where I don't know what's going to happen next to my character, which makes some of my choices different. There were some things that had no idea that CJ was going to say or do when I first got cast, and I think in each time I get a script, there are things I'm discovering about her, and then I'm like, oh, that makes me think differently about what I did last episode, And I think as an actress, it's a wonderful surprise, but it's also a challenge because I'm not sure. I'm not always sure what's to come. So.
Hey, my name is Brett Newton. I play Corporal Puck. Really the hardest part is working with all these incredibly talented people. It's tough. Really, we get in these situations, where we have to like visualize the whole world, and there's all these tensions. It goes from tension to ease and to calm, and then back to suspense and tension. And like each of us, like you can, with the live performance today, like you see how they're making the expressions and like living in the moment so they can breathe in it, And it's really, when we're recording in the studio, we're very lucky because we all get to, read with each other and interact, and it really helps us to bring it, to make it alive. So, yeah.
There you go. Hi, I'm Richard. I play, who am I again? Yeah, right, Pippin. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's right. Pippin. Yeah. Okay. Funny, the hardest thing for me was also the kindest thing for me, which was, of course, my character comes in with this angle, only nobody told me what the angle was. Which was kind of great because then everybody knew I couldn't tip the plot hand, if you will. At the same time, I was constantly going, what am I playing here? Should I be doing one? No, all right, fine. So every take was just sort of like, I'm going to guess this. Okay, great. So, yeah, I kept wanting to know what I was up to, but they never told me until, I'm dead. Okay, great. Yeah, okay. No, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, on year 2, it was like, okay, yeah, do I come back?
Yeah, the toughest part right now is just being dead. It's yeah, exactly right. It's that's the hardest part because you find when you look at the script, you're not in the script, and, which is like it's like a different, richer, more fuller sense of rejection. So
we need to bring Kalani back petition.
No, I've had more fun than humans should be allowed to have, and but then I think the toughest part was just my last episode, not the end of season 2. That was a mix of both. It was hard to do because of what's going on, but it was great fun just to kind of ride that wave. Thank you.
Did you want to go this way first? There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know whether to speak as myself
or as myself.
I think that, voice acting, I've been doing this a long time, probably not in the civilian world, but in the military I was kind of the voice guy and did a lot of stuff. In fact, that's where the kid came from. That's how I know Casey from the service. He joined our unit. So question being, though, is what's the toughest part of this? I would say, for me as an actor, I don't know what Casey's going to write next. I think that for me, now just looking and listening as a fan, because I show up in the show, but I tune in every Monday night. I come home from what I do for a living, and I knock my kids senseless, and then I sit down and I can't wait to tune into We're Alive, and I want to know what's happening next. So I think, maybe the word anticipation for waiting to hear it, and then also to wait for the next script to arrive. Speaking for myself, I think that the character of Bert has a rich tapestry that I didn't envision, because he comes across
as well as gruff old guy, and he's got these things.
But then Casey writes all these emotional tones in it. The death of Tommy, played by my real life son Nikolai. When I had to come in the studio and read that part where we eulogized these people, or the interactions where I have to go from that tone to somebody very gruff or doubting myself, or so I think that I feel like as an actor, what I've been given is probably one of the biggest gifts, is the one character that's to me iconic to myself and my family, that I get to cover all the gamuts of all the emotions and all the actions that you could have. And I'm still pleased because I'm sitting here right now. I don't know what's going to happen next, and I can't wait. So the anticipation, what this guy is going to write next, I don't know. But all I can say is, he's like these lights up there, pretty damn brilliant. So, way to go, Case.
That part is kind of like a 2-part for me. Personally, it was coming in kind of in chapter 6, where the story already started to unfold with a lot of the main characters, and I'm kind of shy and kind of reserved. And so to come in guns blazing like I did was not my style, and it really, really new for me. So that was very, very that was a challenge. And I was standing right next to him. I just remember your expression. It was funny. But yeah, it was fun. It's for the character. It's hard not to repeat what everybody else said, but it is not knowing what's in the future that you play, especially when you play one of the villains. And it's even more difficult when you don't know that much about her past until recently. So you're kind of filling in the gaps, and you're kind of like, well, why would she say it, and why would she go this route, and why would she say it this way, and how would she carry herself? And you're starting to break her down and then build her back up. And then you're also trying to move her along with everybody else and catch her up. That has been the most difficult part for me, because I do spend extra time, and I love playing the villain. I love being hated and loved at the same time. It's fun. But yeah, for me that would be that's the most challenging part.
Before we get to B, we still have Jim here. Jim? Jim? Is he still there?
He's so over this.
Oh yeah, Jim is in Louisiana. He's not there? Aww. Redial. Well, we'll keep on going. If Jim pops back in again, we'll get him again. So if Jim comes, he's just going to interrupt us. All right, keep going. Sorry.
Okay. So I don't know how many of the other cast members have experienced this, but having my fiance direct me is probably the most challenging thing, because if you ever worked with your spouse or significant other, it's like them telling you what to do is a little difficult to handle.
Yes, it is. Yes.
He's like,
It's getting them to listen that's even harder. Just put that.
So that's mine's a little different experience, because I actually know where my character is headed, since I have spent many romantic meals discussing the character arc of Riley and what's going to happen next to Bert and all of the above. So I actually don't have that mystery thing. I'm kind of jealous of the mystery thing. I'm like, oh, I know what's happening next. Come on. Anyway, okay, Saul?
The most challenging would be those 7:45 a.m. drives to Orange County, and the rest of the cast knows it is a big challenge for me. Yeah, that's it.
Lazy. All right. Anyhow, a couple things. One was a couple months ago. Excuse me, about 6 months ago. I was recording, and that morning my wife kind of went into a little bit of labor pains. I'm like, we'll ignore it. But sure enough, that night she gave birth to our son, and I'm like in my back of my head. So that was pretty challenging and stuff, trying to do that recording and stuff, because I'm thinking, any minute now. But I think the other thing would be trying to get comfortable with Victor, because again, Casey doesn't tell us a whole lot, so I'm kind of coming into my own and trying to figure out Victor, because we don't know a whole lot about Victor until recently. We found some stuff out, but I think that's about it. But I'm having a blast, figuring out exactly who he is and rolling with Saul over here. But I think that's probably the most challenging thing.
Hi. I would say that my challenge is to turn on Datu and turn off Datu. And then after recording, if I should still continue Datu, when I'm filling up from going to Orange County and I'm like, can you please put 50 on my car? It's kind of weird a little bit, so just turning on and off Datu is a huge challenge.
The most difficult thing, that would be the wait in between recording sessions. Because it's so much fun when we're all in the studio together recording, because we work so well together and we all like each other so much and we have so much fun together.
Aww. Okay, you can go ahead. Go. Aww. Perfect. Actually, I was going to say the same thing. Aww. And not running to Facebook right after the recording saying, man, I had such a great time today, and so-and-so was there, and so-and-so was there. I can't say who was in this episode. They're not even supposed to know we recorded today. I gotta take it all down. But it's not talking about it because I'm so excited about it. And it's the way, and I honestly don't mind not knowing what's going to happen to my character. I find that fairly exciting. You're dead.
Boom, roasted.
So anyway, that's it. Because he said.
Hi. So I could second much of what everyone else said about the anticipation of knowing about your character and knowing how it's all going to end, and the fact that it is going to end, which is so sad, even though it's a whole season away. But for me, what I find difficult personally is making punching and hitting and running sounds. Because growing up as a little girl, you didn't do that. So when somebody's like, oh, okay, you're picking up something heavy and you have to go, see? It's very difficult for me. But good thing that we record in a Foley studio where there are lots of props to help us, like big, really heavy pillows and different kinds of ground. So that helps, but I find that pretty hard.
Well, me personally, I find the fighting and the kicking easy. For me, what was difficult, particularly at the beginning, was the language, because English is not my first language, as you know. And at first it was difficult to not trip on the words or even to understand what the words mean. Often I had to stop and say, Casey, what's that word? Why am I saying that word? I don't understand. And now it doesn't happen as often, it's getting easier. But at first that was the challenge.
I'm just getting better at writing you.
So yeah.
I think that's why he started writing you with a drum.
Yeah, you said that you wrote for our characters. Do you think I'm a drunk?
Not 100%. More like 90 proof.
Am I also some vengeful psychopath? You know what? Don't answer that. I don't want to know. We'll keep that as a surprise.
Hey, I'm Oscar.
Hi, Oscar.
Question for Casey. Are you going to do any episodes that are like flashback before the zombie apocalypse? Specifically, I want to know if Nurse Britt and Pete were together at some point in the past.
Yeah.
That's something entirely different.
I'm very embarrassed with my character. She cannot find Tanya's bite marks, so she can just. However.
To be honest, if there's a reason to do a flashback, we'll do it. But if it's not relevant to the story, we won't. That's just we're pretty economic on time of what we're going to have in the future.
We have a Twitter question. Let's see here. To the team of We're Alive from New Elv, which character would you want to team up if you could only pick one to survive?
Who's that? Oh, who's that to?
Anybody that wants to answer.
All right, go ahead.
You got a microphone?
I want to survive. That might be selfish, but.
Who would be your partner?
Oh, can I pick two?
One.
Lizzie?
She's pregnant, can't run. What's going on?
I would pick CJ. She's got all the good toys and all the food and all the cats and all that cool stuff.
I got armored cars, you know.
Well, I mean, all the choices are enticing, but the fact that I'm the only Mexican in post-apocalyptic LA.
Yeah.
Pick me.
Brown pride.
Michael.
Michael.
I team up with Michael.
Michael needs some love. Hey,
Michael's a pussy. You know what? I'll tell you. The idea of CJ's a pretty good idea. She's armored and she's pretty cute. That served more than one purpose. But You know what? I'll tell you. I'd say that I'd have to take my boy Saul. We'd survive.
Damn right.
Miss the teamwork, man.
Damn right.
Hi, my name is Seth. I just want to say your podcast is incredible. I mean, what you've been able to achieve is beyond anything I've found on the internet at all. It's just spectacular. But after being here tonight and seeing you do it live, I mean, you blew me away. You guys are so amazing. My question is, and I see that you're here live, so is this a different process, or do you actually have all that going in the room? I know you're talking about you being in a Foley room. Do you usually have it playing and mixing it at the same time, or do you usually do it quietly and then?
This is the first time we've ever done it like live like this with all the sound effects with the actors. I mean, we record, second live performance. We record really dead, where if anybody steps with their feet or there's any real motion that doesn't involve their mouth, we usually don't do it in the recording studio. It's just, it's one of those things where we want to create the environment around them in a perfect way, and then that way we can just kind of insert them in and not have to worry about having to remove anything, extra on set.
And just to talk about from the performance tonight, the big challenge is making sure we match up to what we've recorded. Because when we record the dialogue, we just go straight through it, but then when they intercut all the sound cues, it makes our timing off, so we have to sort of make sure that we know exactly where our spots are at.
Yeah, and to a note that's that of how amazing everyone is, especially with everyone who performed tonight. I mean, they went from like 30 seconds from crying their eyes out to eating jambalaya. So they just like have to make that transition, and it's just amazing that they're able to just jump into these spots and do such an amazing job. Like, I'm spoiled. It's awesome.
We have some questions from the We're Life forum,
Yes.
zombiepodcast.com/forum. You all should register.
All right, so this is from Chris Goodwin, I believe, to KC. Do you plan on getting back together in NYC next year?
I'd love to go back to New York, but unfortunately, probably not. Oh, sorry, Goody.
You just broke Chris's dreams.
Is he coming out to the West Coast anytime soon?
This piece of paper does not tell me.
Read between
I
the
will
lines.
do my yes. It's just blue. I don't know. So probably not. Probably not. He's very blue. From Comrade Narf. Comrade. I don't know. I'm going to read this in a Russian accent. No, I'm not. Looks like the actors can get quite emotionally involved in an episode. What does the group do to decompress after recording?
See Riley.
Pizza.
There's a large pillow.
It's your
Bear.
fault.
Yeah. Drive back 60 miles.
Invent a good fight to have with Casey. They're all real.
We all go into a white puffy room and have a pillow fight. That's what we do.
Actually, I don't know if it's decompressed. I feel pretty good after recording. I feel really like pumped up. I'm excited. I feel so happy from just like being with everyone. So I'm actually driving. The drive back feels far faster, even though you're stuck in traffic. But I'm just thinking, replaying moments in my head, like, ooh, that was really cool. Oh, we did that, and I'm playing music, and yeah. So I guess I can't really drink afterwards because I have to drive back to LA, and I don't really want to get a DUI or die. Yes.
I was just told that we have Michael back on. Jim?
Yeah. False.
Oh, he's paying attention? That's great. He can hear us, but we can't hear him. He's got tech problems. Well, at least it didn't happen during the live stream. Cool. All right. Well, if he comes back, we'll have him jump in.
Okay, so for the last one from the forum, what does the cast do? This is from Werewolf. What does the cast do? I know. He's very grumpy. What does the cast do when they aren't working on We're Alive?
Not admit our day jobs.
Sleep.
Oh,
Actually, I started doing something new, and my instructor's out here. I can't see him, but I just became a certified scuba diver, and
nice.
And it's been awesome. So I usually, like the recordings on the weekend, I usually go out and dive a couple of days, or the next day after that, or one of those, and that's my. What are you laughing at? I never said you couldn't come. No, oh my God.
Lovers quarrel.
Microphone's turned.
I saw tacos at yahoo.com.
Thanks for pushing along the stereotype.
I'm never speaking again.
Some of you guys know I'm an illustrator. So there's a poster, I don't know, for some of you guys who might have been out there. Here a year ago. There's a zombie poster out there, and if you guys want to support, that's one of the posters I did for Casey and the crew. The white one, yeah. And by the way, the guys on the forum and stuff, and all the fans, I mean, we get excited because of the fans too, because I mean they're really supportive, and I gotta give a shout out to all those guys and stuff. I try to get on the forums and stuff because Werewolf. Gotta give a shout out to Werewolf and a lot of people. I mean, we got Arvind who's here. I mean, you know what? We got a fan from Chicago, John. Where's John? There he is. Flew out from Chicago, man. So you know what? We truly appreciate that. And I wish I knew all their names. I know we have Cupcake Zombie, and I know we have Adventureless Hero, and all these guys who are gung ho and stuff. So a shout out to all those guys. Okay.
Actually, how many people are actually from out of town?
There's a lot. There's a girl
Yeah,
from
I mean,
Florida.
that's awesome. I was talking to some guys from Utah. I'm like, rock on! Yes! Well, needless to say, I have a lot of downtime between episodes. Because, as you might have heard, I'm dead.
You too.
I am, yeah. Just ask the wife, yeah. But what I do in the rest of my time, I actually do things like Final Fantasy. And by that I mean record. I'm a voice for games and cartoons and commercials and stuff.
Can I have your autograph?
Okay. Yeah, and I sing karaoke with Shirley, that's right, yeah. And I teach voiceover as well, so it's the realm in which I live. In fact, I actually got involved with this because I met some of these people at a voiceover event, and they said, oh, we've got this really cool show that we're doing. It's about zombies. I'm in. Let somebody talk.
Well, me
other
too.
stuff.
I do a lot of voiceovers, and I record video games. I do promos on TV. And
Do you do them in French?
some of them in French, sometimes in English. If you get the new Silent Hill video game, I'm one of the characters on that one. And I speak in English, I believe in now. Half English, half French, I think. On that
Franglish?
one. Franglish.
Okay.
But I mean, it's on the American version. That's what I mean. So.
Which character?
Vintage. One of the girls called Vintage, and I think it's one of the extra characters you have to download off the website. But I don't think it's out yet. So
Spoilers.
I can't tell you anything more now. I'm gonna be told off.
She used to work. Used to. Okay.
Hello, my name is Dino, and just want to say...
Dinosaur!
Dino gave us cutsies at Comic-Con.
Yes, that's right. Well, I actually have a question and a comment. So, so I guess my comment is, I know from the prior seasons, Jim Gleason was primarily the lead of the show, and I've noticed a divergence from that, and Saul and Otto Stirk is actually taking point, and I like to commend you guys. You guys are doing a fantastic job. And on top of that, for the new cast, Corporal Puck, I think you're my new favorite character in the show. I think that...
Good choice.
Look who he's sitting next to. Dead. Hello. Can anyone say?
And Dino, last year you told me that I was your favorite. So I see how it is. I see how
No.
Filipino. We don't stick together anymore, I guess.
Take those chains off, let him out.
Yeah, exactly.
You're still my hero, Jay, so.
Oh no! That too is jealous! Oh my gosh, what are we going to do?
You're gonna make him cry again.
You know, we all try to do each other's accents when we're recording.
What's that? Hey, Jim.
Oh, Jim. Oh.
You. Always leave him wanting more.
You're still a pussy.
So backlog of questions, Jim. What's the most challenging thing for We're Alive? That's all I can remember.
Well, right now it's 2,000 miles.
Yeah, Jim moved to Louisiana mid-season 3. Jim, you're engaged or married now?
I'm engaged. We're getting married in October.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I moved back to my hometown, and because of the film and television industry here in New Orleans, I can do what I did in LA, but I can do it at home. And I also have a handicapped daughter who's 18, so it's great to be near her again.
And the great thing about doing this show is it's like Jim's still there. It's perfect. It's great.
Hey, Jim.
I miss, yes.
It's Richard Tatum. I promise.
Hey, Richard.
How are you, man? Miss me seeing you around town. I would be remiss. I promised Tracy that I had to say hi to you. I just expected
Tracy.
you would be here. So Tracy says hi. My wife and he actually know each other from New Orleans. So now you know.
And now you know the backstory.
And some people know, some people don't know. Jim, Monday got cast in a feature film, so that's why he's not here tonight. We originally was going to have him.
Yeah.
But as awesome as Jim is, he was able to do this live, so it's been great. And it's like 2 hours ahead there.
Yes.
All right, not to overstep Jim's great story. Just want to let everyone know, if you're thinking about getting something at the shop, we're closing the shop at 10, so we still have about an hour and a half, I believe.
The Q&A is going to end at 9:40.
Half an hour.
Yeah, the Q&A is going to end at 9:40, and then we do the meet and greet afterwards with everyone kind of signing up things. So you still got a little bit of time after this gets over. We just have to ask questions faster.
Okay.
You're done. You're done, bro.
I also had a quick question. I know I had a distinct pleasure of spending a lot of time at Comic-Con with Casey, Grayson, and
It was great.
Blair. And one of the cool things is I realized that Casey is a nerd, just like me. And I just wanted to know what kind of things, mainly to the newer cast, what are your hobbies and passions outside of voice acting?
I've been tap dancing for 19 years. So I teach a class in LA and I perform all over LA tap dancing. I just found out yesterday I'm gonna be tap dancing in a new Weinstein movie. So so it's gonna be pretty fantastic. Yeah. But besides that, I do all sorts of in and out odd jobs in LA, as I think most performers here do to survive. I assist and directed at the Playboy Mansion, which was absolutely fantastic. It's like being at your your old rich grandfather's mansion. So it was a lot of fun. But just living the dream, meeting great people, and just keep moving and being artistic is what I love to do. So
I like being in nature. I like hiking. I like camping. I like long walks on the beach. I really enjoy art. So I really enjoy museums and things like that. I don't know. I feel like I should fill out a Facebook profile or something like this. I guess those are main things that I enjoy. So there you go.
I like to play soccer. That's one of the things I like to do. I'm actually a graduate student at Chapman University, which is how I met Casey. So I'm still in school right now, which is kind of a pain, but I guess it's for a good reason. But I also like to, it's kind of strange, but I like to actually design presentations for companies. So I do that sort of freelance, and I don't know, I get a strange satisfaction out of it. So yeah, it's weird. I'm a nerd in a different way, I guess. I still love Star Wars too, though.
Tell us how you really feel, Jim.
Yeah, seriously. Presentations. God. So we got about 10 minutes, so let's get through these people.
Okay, I'll just get to my question then. Angel, how was it writing him off? I know it was a little weird that he didn't even speak in his last episode, technically. So, did you try to at least like write him in somehow, or were you dead set on just keeping him out?
Well, it was difficult because Shane is currently in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, so it just technically it was impossible to get him in to record, and where a scene where he might have been talking was unable to record, so we had to find a creative way of not having him speak in that part. So, but it was supposed to happen. It just was maybe happened a little differently, but it still was the same result.
I'm here from Tampa, and I did the drive from OC up here today, and it was it was pretty depressing. I had a "We're Alive" mantra going the whole time, just trying to make it through there. But my question's quick, and I don't even know if I'm going to get an answer. But can you confirm one character that will make it to the end?
You can try.
That's a big fact.
Oh, you weren't gonna. I thought you were gonna ask the character. Oh.
You.
Oh, one character that can make it to the end. I can't give that away. Everyone's fair game. Now fight.
The dog.
The dog.
Lady.
Yep.
Hey guys, love the show. You guys do a great job. And question is, from listening to you guys, you say some of you guys have different personalities than what your characters have. But how's some of that, like traits from your characters, led through in your real personalities?
Yeah, I try to steal airplanes whenever I can.
That's called terrorism, actually. That's funny thing about terrorism.
I can answer that one.
Go ahead.
When Casey's a really great writer, and when we first started doing the recordings, we did what he wrote. But as we continued to record, he would get a sense of our personalities, and he actually is the one who started to put our personalities into the role. So it was kind of a combination of Casey's writing and knowing who we are, and then we are, just ourselves. So that's how it went.
Playing the guitar in a couple chapters ago.
Yeah.
That's all him.
Yeah.
And
hey, I want to also say, I want to make a shout out because I'm ghetto like that. To my friend Dino Aranda. Dino, are you there?
Yeah. Dino's here.
Right on, brother.
Jim,
Yeah,
you're not his favorite character anymore. Just to let you know, just to catch you up on speed, he told us it's not you anymore.
Dino, you're dead to me. You're dead to me.
I think.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, you good, Jim?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm excellent.
All right. No, I really love, I'm from New Jersey, and when I walked into the room, and Casey's like, and I'm like, can I do a New York accent? And Casey's like, yes. And I love that every single time that I come in there and I can just talk like this as much as I want. Like, it brings me back to my roots, and it just, I like feel a whole passion going on, and I love bringing it. So, but I'm from New Jersey, all right, over the river. What of it? Huh? Hey, you're dead. Why am I talking to you? Anyway, but yeah. So.
Wow.
Oh.
Wait. Is Jim about to say something?
Oh, no, it was that guy.
God.
Who's that guy?
Oh, okay. I heard a voice. It's funny because I I identify a lot with CJ, actually. I'm not sure if I'm able to articulate why exactly, but I remember getting the script and before the audition, and immediately I was like, I think I know who this chick is, and I just went with that. And I know that Casey has since, altered her to fit me more, but I don't really know what that is. I'm not really aware of what Casey saw. But I felt close to her, and I felt like I understood her in some way, which which made it very interesting when I read on the forums that, like, CJ is an evil bitch. CJ equals evil. And I was like, this is the person. I was like, yes, I understand this woman, yes. So it was kind of funny to read that. But, I think I have to take time to figure out exactly what I identify with, but maybe partly I am pretty thorough in the way I approach things, like her. And as much as I like people, I don't completely trust people, and that's the God honest truth. And I think those two things right there drives a lot of the dialogue and action. So, yeah, and I think there are other things too. I think the one flashback we have of her, and the one of the I don't want to say things in case some people haven't even. But just the flashbacks, I feel like there are a lot of things that have happened in the past to her that I feel like give us a glimpse to who she is and where she's coming from. So I guess I might be an evil bitch, but it's okay.
On the fence, he is. He's on the fence. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I remember hearing on the We're Not Dead podcast when you interviewed Elisa Elliott that she would be willing to do a We're Alive musical.
Yes.
I just want to know if that's happening.
No.
Who said that? No, who said no?
We did.
Go away.
Saul did it.
What?
Yes, I think the most recent episode, Saul serenaded.
I do sing.
Yeah, well, we should
Very bad.
all sing. And
Very, very bad.
I will.
Hey guys, it's John. Got a question for Bert and Casey. Bert, do you actually have Shirley at home?
Was that a question?
Yes.
Do I have Shirley?
Or do you have
Actually, I was telling that to some of the folks in the green room that I actually ordered a replica of Shirley. So she arrived on Wednesday, and I had planned on bringing her tonight and introducing her because I figured they would introduce everybody except my girl. And then the tragedy in Colorado and Batman, I thought, well, maybe that would be a little, something that I want to do. So out of respect to them, and of course out of fear that one of you was packing, that...
This guy right here. This guy.
And
Go ahead, yeah, well, I'll tell you though, I did get Shirley though, so I'll be taking some promo photos, and trust me, Jenna, we're getting together soon for some pictures. And we'll get those available on the forums and whatnot. And then anytime you guys want pictures of at least, that kind of thing, just drop me a line, private email on Facebook. I'll send you a picture, like a hard copy, okay?
This took a turn.
Unexpurgated photos of Scratch laying there bleeding.
Oh! Casey, in one of your last interviews, you were talking about how you tried to keep yourself away from any kind of new zombie stuff out. How did that work and feel for you? That must have been pretty tough.
It's not that hard to try and to not watch The Walking Dead. It's not that hard, but
Thank you.
but I will say this much though: it was really hard, and I had to go to the bathroom during Comic-Con, when the panel's up there, and I'm like, I was here for the next one, and now I gotta let's go to the bathroom. So yeah, I unfortunately got a little exposure there, but it's hard to avoid some stuff. Like if there's a new preview or trailer out, it's like I have to look away. So that's not fun. But at the same time, since most of the series is already figured out, it doesn't really affect that much anymore. But I still try and avoid it. That way, no one can be like, "Hey, you Walking Dead did that," and I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna try to squeeze in these last 4, so if you didn't come up,
go quick.
Last chance.
You got 3 minutes.
Casey, I'd just like to ask, what are the odds that this will be made into a television show or a movie or something? Because I think a lot of people would like to see that.
Are there any producers in the house? I'll be available soon. Oh, but yeah, no, I'd love to do it.
Hi, my name's Kyle. I was just curious about if there were any ex-military members out there. I know that you two said as a prior Marine. I have a lot of friends like that. We always try to guess who.
We have 5 in total. 4 of them are here, I believe. Otto, Tammy. Just to be real quick, just say your name, rank, and what your MOS was.
And I was in the Marine Corps. This was a while back. I was in the Desert Storm. I started in artillery, became a PMI, was a primary marksmanship instructor, and ended up sniper. So that was my job.
Tammy?
I was a senior airman in the U.S. Air Force, and I was a jet engine mechanic.
Yeah, well, Bert, and then myself, and then we also have our announcer, Michael Swan, was in as well.
He was in the Army.
Yeah, in the Army.
Hi, big fan, and this is quick, yes or no, so I'll make this fast. Question number 1 for Kevin Flood. Are you married? And if not, will you have some coffee with me? After the show, if that's okay.
Stepping up on your game, bro. Stepping up on your game.
Okay. All right.
Had the number.
All right. I miss you, brother. And last thing, again, quick yes or no for Casey. Have you ever considered doing a War of the Worlds episode where it sounds like all of you are reporting live and you're just going to scare the hell out of people? Because that would be awesome.
It's a good idea, but maybe not with these characters per se. It's just I don't want to deviate from the schedule, not schedule, but from the story, and that might be a little bit like crossing the 4th line, 4th wall, that 4th wall. That's it.
4th line works.
Hey, there's no walls in audio, so it's a line.
The 4th parallel.
I'm Tyler D. I'm a member on the forum, and I've looked around for this question a lot. I was wondering if the tuna sandwich story that Bert told to Saul during the surgery, if that was an actual story that you received from somebody.
Hey, Mark, you in here? Mark, how was that tuna sandwich? Yeah, my dad served in Vietnam, and I kind of took 2 of his stories and merged them. So it's that guy in the back. You don't have to come up here.
Oh, come on, Mark. He's a service member. Come on up, Mark.
So yeah, that was him, old Marine.
That man take a bow for his service.
So he, as far as I remember, the sandbag thing was true, and his. Hey, Dad, come on up.
I'll make it real quick.
Whoa! This is
It was
not gonna
during
be real
TED,
quick.
1968, February, and we were in an outpost just north of Da Nang or Dong Ha, and
doesn't even know
we'd
it.
had nothing but sea rats for months and months and months, and everybody was sick and tired of them. And one night they came out and they said, "Hey, we got tuna sandwiches tonight." It was like 2:00 in the morning, and I went, "God, tuna sandwich! I love a tuna sandwich." Well, I was about the 3rd gun to call in, so I had to sit there on my butt and wait for it. Well, on a parapet, an artillery, you got your gun pointing down, the parapet goes all the way around. It's got an opening about 5 feet wide.
And
I'm going as
go,
fast
go
as I can.
quick. We're out of time.
Go as fast as- Okay. Anyway, I got up to go get the sandwich, and I got halfway out of the parapet wall, and an RPG went right by me, about 2 feet away. I felt the heat, I felt the percussion, and it landed right where I was sitting and went off. And I scurried my little bottom over and got my tuna fish sandwich after I threw it up. And I told Casey the story years later, and I says, I love tuna fish sandwiches.
And now you know the rest of the story. Paul Harvey. Okay.
All right, so that's it. Let's pull this curtain. Let's sign some things. We're running a little bit low on time since we got this slight delay, but let's meet you.
After party at the White Horse. After party at the White Horse.
Yeah, there is an after party after this where we're all going to be going. It's like 2 blocks from here, so we're going to go have a great time. So,
Just remember the store closes in 18 minutes. They will be up on stage to sign all of your goodies. So give, yeah. Casey?
Alright, yeah, chairs are going back there. Am I going to shut them off?
All right.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, just make a line.
Just, yeah, right down this way.
We security.
There you go. Oh, shit. You guys ready?
Come on up. Watch your step. Don't fall. That would be disastrous.